The ADGM is currently, we'll give them a good month or so for their birthday, celebrating a 10-year anniversary and a growth trajectory that's seen a very steep upward climb in the graph in the last 3 years particularly. Joining me to tell me where the next 10 years are going to go, Arvind Ramamurthy as the Chief of Market Development at ADGM. Good morning, Arvind. It's lovely to speak to you.
Morning, Brandy. Pleasure to speak to you as well.
And Mabruk, on your anniversary, let's take stock before we get into where you're going as to where you are at the moment. Do you want to quickly give us the numbers, license-wise, assets under management-wise, community-wise? Yeah,
I mean, it's been a tremendous story, right? As you rightly said, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary. It seems like it was just yesterday that ADGM was set up, and today we're not just one of the fastest growing districts in the world, but I would say, on a couple of metrics, probably we're the largest financial district in the region, right? And we've come clearly a long way. Today, we've got over 300 financial services firms that are regulated by ADGM. To put it in perspective, that represents almost 70% year-on-year growth from the time of inception. Now, let's look at AUM. Today, the total value of AUM of institutions in ADGM is close to $29 trillion, right? And if I look at that as a percentage, that's 125% year on year. If I just look at the last 3.5, 4 years, as you mentioned, Brandy, our AUM managed has grown 10x, right? So these are numbers that are honestly, even for us, astounding, right? There's a lot of course, effort and hard work that goes behind it. But I think, we're very, very grateful, to our clients and customers from around the world, for the trust. You speak about employees and you speak about workforce. I mean, that number is again grown at almost 30 to 40% year on year. I think we're close to 40,000 people now. And even our active licenses, right? We're close to 12,000 active licenses. All of this, making us, as I said earlier, one of the fastest growing, if not the fastest growing financial district globally. And on a few metrics, the largest financial district in the region.
Okay, and as you point out, a lot of that growth in the last 3 years. What's your theory on what's the catalyst been in the last 3 years externally and internally for that growth?
I think the question is a really good question, right? I mean, externally, if you look at the region and you look at UAE within that, UAE has just become a global hub. Right. It's very apparent for all to see. I mean, there are many reasons for this one can talk about. You can talk about lifestyle reasons, quality of life that today the UAE has. You can talk about the connectivity. You can talk about time zone. You can talk about safety. As you're well aware, the UAE is a very safe place. Abu Dhabi, in fact, has been voted the safest city in the world for the last 9 years. I think all of that. And then, of course, not to mention stability. And when I say stability here, it's not just political stability, it's economic stability, it's policy stability, it's legal stability. All of this makes people want to come and live here, right? It's a great place to live. You look at all the mega trends in the world. I think the UAE and Abu Dhabi are at the forefront of it. Talk about energy transition, talk about AI. We're at the forefront of it. I look at finance and the kind of future of finance in terms of digital assets. Again, we're at the forefront of that as the ADGM and FSRA. So yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this has probably, been that catalyst that has pushed the growth. From an ADGM perspective, apart from our direct application of English common law, it's also what we believe is the progressiveness and the quality of service that we offer, right? I mean, progressiveness in terms of regulations, future-looking. Having said that, also very, very robust and very thorough. On the other side of things is the service, right? Making sure that the client feels valued. We understand that these are largely foreign clients that are moving here, making sure that they get a soft landing in Abu Dhabi. I think that's part of what we do as well. And all of that, has been a big catalyst.
So where do you see the next wave of growth coming from? We've got the UK Chancellor considering an exit tax on wealthy individuals leaving Britain. The FT reporting this weekend that Chinese firms looking towards the UAE rather than Singapore for family offices. Where are you focusing?
I think our opportunity is honestly very global, right? You spoke about some of the challenges that are being faced around the world. I mean, these are opportunities for the UAE. Right. But if you look at it even in standalone, what the region and what UAE offers is something extremely compelling, right? Abu Dhabi is also, as you know, home to three of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world. We're home to one of the largest energy producers in the world. You spoke about energy earlier. We're home to the largest AI player in the region. So I think, a combination of factors, including just the capital, the depth of capital that we offer here, whether it's private or public. Today our exchange at ADX is one of the top 20 global stock exchanges. So, the depth of capital, the quality of talent coming through because of the livability we spoke about, the regulatory environment, and not to forget, the economic partnership agreements that we have today that cover 3 billion people and $10 trillion. So all of that combined, we believe is going to continue driving the growth, of Abu Dhabi and, as a subset of that, of ADGM, its financial district.
I've got less than a minute. Tell me where you're going. How big can ADGM on its second island actually get? What numbers are you aiming for?
Well, already from a pure size perspective, right? We're one of the largest financial districts in the world. We're over 1.4 million square meters in terms of just land. I think that the real opportunity here for Abu Dhabi and ADGM is to position itself as one of the largest global financial hubs, right? I would say today we are very relevant globally. The strategy and the objectives over the next 3 to 5 years is how do we place ourselves at par with these very large global financial hubs. So that is really the focus. And whether that's going to mean growth in assets, growth in licenses, growth in workforce, but most importantly, what we focus in Abu Dhabi is quality. So whilst we do all of that, maintaining an extremely high quality is something that we focus a lot on.
Arvind Ramamurthy, the Chief of Market Development at ADGM, thank you very much for your time this morning.